What's up, everybody in the Fandom Effect family? I don't know. We've never named our fans, but that sounds cool enough.
The Fandom Effect crew?
That could be an option.
Sure.
Well, we'll start spitballing some ideas whenever Mark decides to show up.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But today, as I've mentioned, if you are all listening, Mark has not shown up yet. He's running a little late, so Sam's running the show without him for right now. But I have a guest with me today, Kurt Zauer, and he is the creator of. This is the 4th issue that we're going to be talking about, or 1 through 4.
Correct. Well, the Indiegogo features all 4 issues. You can get all 4 issues at once, but issue 4 is the newest. Yeah.
Got it. For the 4 issues of Spectrus and Sabanon. I told you I could pronounce Spectrus, and then I continued to mess it up.
It's like Sebastian, but not quite.
Sabanon.
Sabanian.
I can't read clearly, and I can't hear either. All right. So, big question, first of all. What made you want to start doing this just in general? Just like this comic overall?
Oh, well,
starting big off the bat.
Yeah. Well, I love stories, and I've always wanted to tell stories, and I think comics are like the funnest way to tell a story. Oh, Mark's here. Hey, what's going on?
Gotta love. Yeah, let's go to the park. All right, I'll make this work.
It did not work.
It did not.
It did not.
I was 2 minutes off between getting back and cooking.
That's a strike.
Yeah.
That's a strike.
It's all right. I'll get rid of it. I'll remove it.
All right. Well, we'll run back to the question. I asked him, what got him started to be doing this in the first place? The whole series, the whole shebang.
Oh yeah. Like I said, comics. I think for me, comics is probably the most fun way to tell a story. I get to write it. I get to create it, and then I get to see it come to life. Through the art that the artists put together for me. So basically, I'm a gamer. I've always, since I was like 5th grade, I played D&D and role-playing games and Mutants and Masterminds and Marvel superheroes and all the role-playing games of the 80s and 90s, and I've never actually really stopped playing. So, I get ideas for characters and stories, and really, these, gaming really spurs that. So yeah, I wanted to create a story based on some characters I've created, and my love for ancient Egypt and the supernatural and things that go bump in the night. So yeah.
So I think already Sam heard the word D&D and went, well, I mean, if we have other, might as well just
we could just spend the night talking about D&D too.
We could. I just wrapped up a 2-year campaign last week. Tomorrow is the final wrap up before our characters disappear for a year.
2 years?
That's pretty amazing.
Child play.
2 years, yeah.
Child play.
Yeah. What level are you?
12. Okay. 7 paladin, 5 fighter.
Okay.
Which is an interesting combination.
Mm-hmm.
Right around that area is kind of where we kind of lose it. We lose steam in our campaigns, and we have a hard time getting past like 12 or 13, and then we just kind of wrap it up and start something else.
Yeah. We, to make sure we don't try to do that, we'll take like 2 months break, but we'll have somebody else DM so that my DM can have a break, and then we'll go back to the campaign. My campaign lasted 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we just ended it last summer.
That's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's congratulations.
Thank you. We were all very impressed we made it that long.
Not
collectively.
Kill each other.
No, literally.
Literally or physically or metaphorically kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few ways you can go
what
about that.
level did everybody get to in the 5-year campaign?
We all finished at level 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it was great. Yeah, it was nice.
You were a fighter too, right?
Yeah. I'm a woman of...
Sam, Jesus, barking. Why do you have to bark? Come on, Sam.
Sorry, that's the ghost of my dog.
That's my that's
No, I'm just
that's
kidding.
Zoe. She's got a territorial complex.
No, I get it. Me too.
No, yeah, I know.
Shut up.
So you mentioned you kind of use a lot of that as like as influences, like if you're doing like D&D and stuff like that. Do you think that like makes it kind of like easier for you when you're trying to come up with like maybe like a continuation of stories? Like, do you get ideas like when you're playing like in D&D, like you just randomly get ideas for like the next issue or something like that?
Yeah, I get well, right now the first arc is kind of a origin story, kind of an opening tale to set the stage, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, I get ideas. Sometimes I'll just sit and page through the DM guide, and just looking for ideas, and things will shift me in different directions, and yeah, it spurs a lot of different ideas. So, or I keep notes on campaigns like from years ago, and I'll just flip through things, and you never know what might happen next. So yeah.
Okay. And I know you mentioned ancient Egypt, which there's definitely aspects I've always been fascinated about. Was there anything in particular like about ancient Egypt that like spoke to you, whether it when it comes to the comic or just like in general, like was there something just about that era?
Yeah, I mean, it's really the art is really unique and fascinating. The gods are amazing, and honestly, probably my when we were kids, I don't know if the deities and demigods book, everyone kind of had their
Oh, yeah.
favorite pantheon, and just for me, it was always Egypt. With the hawk-headed gods and the jackal-headed gods and those things. That I just thought that was cool, and I'm a bit morbid, and the ancient Egyptians had kind of this life after death obsession type of thing. So I like supernatural and the macabre and the things that go bump in the night. So the art is amazing, and the 4,500 years of histories, just kind of blows me away.
So, did you watch Moon Knight?
Yes, I loved it. I loved Moon Knight.
Okay, good. Okay,
Totally.
good.
And they've got some, the hippo, the gods in there were all pretty accurate, and the hippo goddess was pretty funny. But yeah, I love Moon Knight. It was fun.
Okay. Thought that was a good relevance.
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it is like kind of the perfect combination of ancient Egypt and comic books and heroes and
All that kind of fun stuff.
yeah.
Hmm.
So what would you say you took from like that kind of passion of like being interested in ancient Egypt into the comic of Spectrus? Like where does that kind of connection, where did it connect for you?
I was a National Guardsman for a while too, so I kind of have a military background. So if you know the story of Anthony and Cleopatra,
Oh yeah.
they had this kind of war of words going on with the Roman Emperor, and they almost certainly considered sending someone to assassinate, the Roman Emperor. So I thought, oh, how cool is that? Imagine a mission where your whole country, depends on your success if you can kill somebody. The kind of the ultimate mission. And the story itself is my hero is the ghost of Cleopatra's top assassin. So Cleopatra sends her top assassin, and she's like a kind of a warrior sorceress type, and she fails, and it's kind of that task unfinished, that task left undone, that's always kind of led to people becoming ghosts anyway, kind of. So the base of my story is Cleopatra sends this assassin. She fails and is basically reborn because of the anguish of her failure, and then Egypt is invaded by the emperor, and Egypt no longer is its own country. So yeah, maybe that's a little convoluted, but that's the base of the idea for the story.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you definitely can't say you don't have a rich background to pull from when
Mm-mm.
you're talking about that kind of history.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so much. It's amazing. They had uh, the gods. There are so many Egyptian gods, and they kind of ebb and flow. You keep in mind their religion lasted like 4,500 years. So
Yeah.
you have Set, who was the evil god. Then towards the end there, Set wasn't really that bad. Some people worshipped Set, but they weren't devil worshippers. It was just that Set's, he was no longer the bad guy. So the way things change over an incredible, for us, um, we've been around. U.S. has been around for 200 years, and Egypt
Yeah.
been there for 40
Not a whole lot.
Yeah,
No, we are young.
yep, we're
Yeah.
still a blip. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I would say so. Now, talk us kind of through the kicks, the Indiegogo a little bit. Now, was this the first big project you had tried doing, or kind of what was the process for you like on getting this going?
I've successfully kickstarted all 4 issues, each one. So this is my 4th Kickstarter, and now I've shifted it over to Indiegogo. So this is definitely my biggest and most successful Kickstarter, and I'm doing well with it on Indiegogo as well. So, but yeah, each issue is kickstarted individually. I also have a black and white preview issue. It's like 12 pages, but that's kind of an add-on to the story. Um, but yeah, every issue has kind of taken her. She wants to rejoin the world of the living. She's been to go so long. She's kind of learned to make herself look solid. Change the way light hits her spirit. She's learned to kind of move things in space. So she feels she's ready to rejoin the world of the living. She wants to have purpose. She wants to become an archaeologist. So, but she's also tied by an ancient curse to this demon named Sabanian, and that's the other mouthful in the title. And he's kind of like this burning, whirling engine of destruction. So, as she pushes into the world of the living, she's got to drag Sabanian along and figure out how to handle him. So, and
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, when so you kind of have done the first 4 issues, where do you see yourself like doing this story in terms of like, do you have an ending already, or do you kind of like to pace it out depending on kind of how you see the story currently going?
I'll probably do at least probably 6 issues in the first story arc. Those are all planned out. And then, if people still want it, if it's still successful, I'll restart the next story arc with the main villain, and go from there. So yeah, I have plenty of ideas to make this into a serial. Really, the limitations are just, funding and art and those kinds of things. So, but yeah, I've got plenty of ideas.
Okay. Now, do you like doing like, is there a certain part of like when you're making the comic that you were like, oh man, like I really don't want to do this part, or like I can't wait to do this part? Like, are you more of like the color? Do you prefer like the drawing? Like, what's kind of like the process for you?
I guess for every issue, I have a start point, and then I know where that issue, where I want it to end, and then basically I fill in between. And really, however many pages it takes, that's how many pages I write. So I'm still kind of trying to cut down on my, but I generally write big issues, like 32 pages. But yeah, so I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Oh no, you're good. I was wondering, like, for you, when you're like going through the process, we talked to a few people, like they're like, oh, I prefer just doing the story, and I let everyone else handle the coloring, or I like to have my hands in a little bit of everything, and I kind of oversee it. Because
Yeah.
I know you have a lot of artists that you worked with to do like kind of alternate covers and things like that. are you more like hands-on, or do you kind of prefer to like, hey, I brought you on for a reason, I kind of trust you to be able to do the story justice or the character justice?
Yeah, generally I've been working with Topper. He's the interior artist for years now. He and I click really well, and he'll rough out pages just in pencils based on the script that I give him, and then he'll send them to me, or we upload them on Google Drive, and I check them out, and I give him little hints or changes, suggestions, that kind of thing, and then he tweaks it from there. But generally, we have a good working relationship, and he understands what I'm looking for. So the changes are minor, to say the least. And the cover artists I've worked with have all been great. So I'm real happy with the art that I get for the story.
Yeah, we recognize some of these variant cover names quite well.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Yeah, they're great. I'm just so lucky to work with such professionals on those covers.
Yeah, it's, I gotta say, just like kind of like looking through it, and I mean, I'm already like a fan of like ancient Egypt and things like that. So I'm already like I'm already like on board with everything, and already like super interested to kind of like see where everything goes. When you were kind of like just starting this like comic into an idea, what to you was the most, I guess, like nerve-wracking aspect of getting this started?
Ooh, probably. Well, the script writing process isn't always easy. There's always the writer the writer might want so much to go on in a page, but the artist can only do so much. It's just the nature of the business. So that can be a bit harrowing. I'm thinking, after 4 issues, I think I've got it figured out now.
Right.
But trying to tell the story as minimally as I can is not always easy. To be honest, probably the most difficult part of it is advertising and the sales piece. The creative piece is I'll do that all day. I love getting art back and looking at the next page. That thrills me. But kind of the business aspect is something I'm also still wrapping my mind around. Advertising and flyers and Facebook ads and just getting the word out there is very difficult. That's the hardest part. Finding new. I mean, I've got great backers and very loyal backers, but I'm still obviously always trying to expand. So
no, we understand the struggle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The trick is to sell your soul to Google, and then they'll figure the rest of it out.
The trick is to remember to do anything.
That's also true. Yeah,
that's the kicker.
I hear post every day, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I have
it's crazy how, even though we all acknowledge that we live in a digital age, how much the actual digital part of it changes on, like, how everyone's like, oh yeah, no one uses this anymore. Like, oh yeah, we don't like to use Instagram anymore. Or, yeah, Twitter's great, but only for this. Like, it's very weird how the different social medias have like found themselves in like, oh, we use this for that and that for that and this for that.
Do you get good response? Where do you get your best response from?
Facebook.
It depends. Yeah, I mean,
Facebook. It's the most we post on too when we do post.
Okay.
That's part of it too. Is you gotta pick, like,
because Instagram is
one
hard,
or two to,
because you can't upload just words. You have to upload pictures with things. So if you don't have any relative images to go with your Instagram posts, you can't make Instagram posts.
And Instagram hates sound bites.
Well, Instagram now just hates regular posts.
Well, everything.
They'll just only show you reels. So it's so hard to figure out what Instagram is even doing.
Yeah, ironically, Twitch is pretty good.
True.
People like to prefer to see things on a whatever's like the easiest thing to replay on like a video on demand, so to speak, is what I've seen people tend to gear towards. So whatever's the easiest platform to watch something back on, which tends to be either like YouTube or Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the rest of it too is just like being really good at like taking like a 30-second soundbite, because that's, I think, the most Twitter can handle is like 30 seconds or somewhere around there. And then it just goes on to like using the right hashtags and the Google trigger words and all that. Like it's, I don't know, I got really bored like 2 years ago and got certified in Google advertising. And
wow,
it's but I was always curious, like how
That's what he
like
does in his free time.
how do they know, like when I type in stuff on Google and then I see a Facebook ad, like how's the, like I was like, I get it, they sell information, but like where's the correlation between like
Causation.
how it works? So I
Yeah.
just like went and took a bunch of courses on like how the whole process works, and it's very, very weird, and it's like literally just trigger words that people will just purchase ads for trigger words. So like if you just search like the word comic or independent comic, and like each of those separate words is separate trigger words, and it's a whole thing. But
Okay.
Can I get the like Spark Notes version of that?
yeah, it'll be like 10 pages.
That's the Spark Notes.
That's the Spark Notes version. Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I have time for that. I'm a little busy for 10 pages of Spark Notes.
Ooh, yeah. Got
Hi,
some-
Cameron. Hi, Cameron.
Come here.
Tell Cameron I love him.
Oh, hey.
That's Mark's son, Cameron.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on, Cameron?
Go watch your iPad. Yeah.
Screaming
Yeah.
as usual.
Yeah, pretty much. I thought an hour and a half of the park would wear off some of the energy, but
No,
it didn't. So
no, that's not how
Oh.
kids work.
no, it's not. Not when they're almost 5. It doesn't. But
It's not
yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
But yeah. So, anyways, back to what we were talking about. So I know you kind of just got done with the kind of like the 4-issue wrap up. When I know those are shipping pretty soon, but when do you have plans for issue 5 in terms of like getting it started? Is there like for people that are like listening that like are following the release dates and want to know when they should keep their eyes out for issue 5?
Yes. Issue 5. I'm several pages into it. I've actually gotten a few rough pages back from Topper on it already. My interior guy, he's a workhorse. He's just hungry all the time. Give it to me, But next will be, so yeah, issue 5 is definitely in the works. But probably what will happen next is a new title in the same universe called Ruxy Vampire, and that is going to be about a vampiress that wakes up in 1920s Chicago during the Prohibition era Chicago, and she gets caught up in the gangster, the glitz and glamour of Prohibition era Chicago. She gets caught up in the violence and runs into Frank Nitti and has crazy adventures. Eventually becomes a hitman for Al Capone. So.
Oh, I like how this sounds.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a good career line when you kind of find yourself time stranded a little bit.
Yeah. So that the script is done. Park, who's one of my cover artists, she's going to do the interior art for that.
Mog.
So really excited. Yeah, Mog's so cool.
She's a homie.
Yeah. I'm slightly afraid of her.
She's
Just
afraid?
because she threatens to beat you.
Does she?
She does.
I'm jealous.
Every time she's on the show, she's like, "I'm just gonna beat you up." Like, what the hell, Mog?
I never get that.
We should have Mog on soon.
Yeah,
I wonder what she's up
cool.
to.
She's always a blast.
Doing everything in the world.
No, literally everything.
Yeah.
I think they just came back from San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I did see they were there. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've got to get. So that's the interior art's gonna start on that here pretty soon, and that's going to be a tie-in, kind of a loose tie-in to Spectra Sensibania. And
Okay.
then the plan is that launches, and then issue 5, and depending on the success of Ruxy, I'll keep going with that too. But I'm pretty sure it'll be a good time. So I'm pretty sure it'll do well.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you see yourself doing like a crossover episode, like a crossover issue, if both are kind of doing well?
Yeah. I've got a lot of ideas. This is so my Spectra and Spanian. They've been around for centuries, so I've got basically most of history to play with. So I can put them into medieval Japan. I can move them into, I can have all kinds of fun with that. So, same thing with Ruxy. She's the granddaughter of Vlad Dracula Tepesh. So there's a bit of fun to have there too. So,
There's some good history there too.
Yeah. So I hope if people like it, I'll keep doing it. The fingers are crossed.
So am I.
Thank you, Sam.
Absolutely.
I
I'm always here for you.
I mean, concept alone is, I think a home run, because I don't think that kind of idea. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that kind of jump.
Yeah.
I think just having that history to kind of not refer back to, but kind of have as a like good catalyst of, like there's real history there. It's not like it's creative, obviously, nothing didn't actually happen, but like having that real history to draw from, I got to imagine just kind of, I don't know, it makes it more exciting, I feel, in a way.
Yeah, it's fun. I really like, old gangster movies, and I really like old gangster slang. So I'm gonna work a lot of that in there, a little bit of the dames and dames and dolls and the heater and the torpedoes, and I'm gonna work a little bit of that old gangster slang in there too. And that should mix it up a little bit. But yeah, kind of a supernatural universe with vampires and demons and werewolves and fallen angels, and so yeah.
You could always release like a Gangster 101 card to go with the Kickstarter, learn how to speak Gangster.
Right. Yeah. That's gonna be in there,
little PDF, and then I can start saying things to Sam in Gangster talk.
Because that's what I want.
Yeah. I mean, I already got your name thing going on. I gotta keep it unique,
Yeah, which you didn't give me today since you were here at opening.
Didn't. But don't worry, we have to close at some point. So
that's true. Mark is determined to just make me upset every episode.
Okay.
You challenged me.
Shut the fuck up.
You should never have done that.
Shut the fuck up. He takes every single letter of my name.
Yeah.
And right here, jumbles it up and tries to make a new word out of it and calls me that for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gone on for months.
That's cool though.
I did it like twice just to have fun, and she was like, "You can't keep this up for that long," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
So what is it this time?
I gotta figure out today. So I found a website called Word Maker, and you just type in a phrase, and it separates into how many possible words you can make it, from like one letter all the way up to like what would use like every letter. And it gave me like over 2,000 options. So I told her there's a lot of.
It's not gonna stop.
I'm just gonna go on for years.
No, there's a lot of stuff here. I think today I'm gonna go with patches.
Patches.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like a patches day,
I go through the letters in my name to make sure you're not like shitting me too. Every time you give me a name, so I'm sitting here like PT.
And then you're like, it all
damn it.
It fits.
I was about to say there's no C. Oh no, it's cosplay.
Yeah.
Good. It's a good website, Wordmaker. If you want to annoy your friends, wordmaker.info, everyone.
Patches isn't too bad though.
If you want to annoy your friends, be friends with Mark.
Or that, yeah.
You could do that too.
I keep it fun. Right, Patches? Right? Isn't that just war? Isn't that
Shut up, Mocha.
So what's the next Sam? What's the next cosplay plan then?
I am currently making Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
I will be debuting that at C2E2 this coming weekend.
Oh,
Mhm.
really?
Yes.
Maybe I will see you there.
Oh, you're gonna be at C2E2?
I will be in Artist Alley, table B7.
Party!
Uh-oh.
You heard it
Better-
here first, folks.
better get-
Party
better
in the
get-
Artist Alley.
Better get a picture.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Somebody isn't gonna be there.
I won't be there. I have a
Fake fan.
5-year-old. I have a 5-year-old.
Fake fan.
Yeah. I didn't know if I was gonna have him or not, but I have him. So
Fake.
yeah, he's here. So yeah,
That's fine.
won't quite be making it this year, but yeah. And then we have to
Love
get
it,
what
I'm sure.
we have to do Arcane now.
Yeah, we gotta do that after.
Yeah, and I gotta do Revan too.
Yeah, you do. I still have to do
Yeah.
Bastila.
Yeah.
The list is just ever.
Yeah,
ever
mine's not.
running
My list is a very
for all
long
my
list, but
cosplays.
what'll end up being done is a very small list.
Mhm.
But I feel like I have to do Revan though, with how much of a Revan fan I am from Star Wars.
That's true.
I mean,
I'm shocked you haven't done it already.
Yeah,
Revan's a big one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like I just bought the Lucas that they did that 25th anniversary, and they released like a bunch of kind of like original characters in these like 25th anniversary boxes. And I managed to find the Revan one kind of out in the wild, and I couldn't resist.
In a bush.
In
Just
a
out in the
bush.
wild.
Yeah.
Free
I mean,
roaming.
Yeah. I mean, like, it was, the guy I took it from is going to say it was in his house. But that's like, all right, that's semantics. Like,
That's semantics. Sometimes
let's not
you
argue
just
about
have to
where I
tweak
did not put
things.
it.
That's right. You can't let,
like,
small obstacles like that keep you.
No,
once it's on the
literally.
curb, that's free game. So like
Mhm.
just because I threw it to the curb doesn't change the fact that it's on the curb.
Just because I took it out of somebody's hand and this lightsaber is not mine doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything.
Exactly. I mean,
Mhm.
which of your 7 lightsabers are we talking about?
The one I stole from Austin.
Got it.
That one.
The best one.
Yes.
The best one.
It's dead. I have no charger for it.
So also,
Whoops.
Kurt, I don't know if you're still, but I saw you went to UWI Madison.
Yep. Yeah.
So you want to also? Are you still pretty addicted to cheese curds?
Ah,
Does that ever leave you?
Yeah, no, I still like my beer and my cheese and pretzels. I don't think that'll ever go away. So
Mm.
yeah,
no, it just kind of sticks with a man.
that's right.
I used to think it was like the joke, but then like we've talked to a few people that came to visit, and I guess because I did media for this convention a couple weeks ago.
We were there.
And so I was interviewing the guest
Kitsune
there
in
Yeah.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Yeah.
Which one?
So,
Kitsune.
Kitsune-con?
Oh, I haven't heard of that one. Okay.
It's like a
It's small.
Yeah, it's a smaller
In
one.
Green
but
Bay.
Yeah. So if you're like coming up to Green Bay, Kurt, I'll get you in Artist Alley. We'll put you
Nice.
in there.
I do the occasional. I do anime shows. I do well at anime shows, strangely enough. But so yeah, I do them whenever I can.
You get free cheese curds because I know that's written into everything as I found out. So
That's
Green Bay's a
true.
great town.
if
so,
you go to
yeah,
if you go to a convention in Green Bay, you just get cheese curds.
nice.
So there's a way to
Dude,
get.
I
the cheese
bought
curds
those
out of that.
plated cheese curds.
Yeah, you bought them.
And Leinenkugels.
Oh
Right.
god, it's been a while since I've had a line in Google.
Yeah.
I do have some. They're still around. I have some spotted cow in the fridge.
Okay. All right.
That's the Wisconsin drink.
That's the main Wisconsin beer now,
Mm-hmm.
which it's not bad. I mean,
It's been around for a while. Yeah.
No, you just have to use the door to open it.
yeah. You just have to forget bottle openers and then use the door and scissors and another bottle.
We were
and-
struggling at KitsuneCon because we didn't realize somebody we were rooming with who wasn't there brought a bottle opener, and spotted cows aren't twist off.
Okay.
So I had to use the whole of the door frame where the lock
And
goes in to
pop it out.
pop it open.
Yeah. This is
It wasn't even for me, it was for him.
You gotta
Yeah.
adapt.
this is
always.
after watching like a 20-minute video on
How to open bottles.
how to
without
open a bottle opener without a bottle opener.
That's what we did Friday night of con.
Rager.
You
We
weren't brave
really
enough.
are.
Rager.
Nobody was brave enough to use their teeth.
No.
No,
No.
not teeth.
That's
My-
my idea.
My
Sam did
Lalo
grab
does
scissors.
that,
You did
and
grab
it does
a
horrify
pair of
me.
scissors and was trying to. You were like stabbing the bottle with a pair
I
of
was not
scissors.
stabbing.
So
I did cut myself though when I did that,
yeah,
so I
because you just
stopped it.
just a pair of scissors. You were just stabbing
I
things.
was
That
not
doesn't.
stabbing.
That tends to hurt
Shut,
when you're
shut the
stabbing
fuck
things.
up.
I'm just saying.
I'm being a liar.
Yeah.
being
So
weird.
Kurt, I don't know if Sam mentioned this before I hopped on, but
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
so
not.
strike three.
What?
One thing that we like to do is just kind of like go into kind of some of the random stuff which we've already been doing. But so what would you say is not necessarily like the secret, but what's something that about yourself that maybe it's not like the common knowledge kind of thing? Like for me, it's like I did 6 years of MMA, which most people don't ever assume or know
And they don't
about.
talk.
Yeah. So what about you? What's like something cool that's like, yeah, not many people know it, but I like to do this, or I collect this, or
I was also into kung fu for about 16 years. So yeah, I did all the the gom, the jongbong and tongbong, all the crazy weapons, kung fu weapons. That was a lot of fun.
Now you guys have to fight.
I think 16 years probably has me beat.
So
Not
you
with that, dude.
so you done like kendo and
so I like a little bit, but I primarily the gym that I trained out of when I was in Michigan, which is where I was born, was like literally straight out of like Rocky. It was on like the third floor of this like dusty building. It was pretty funny, but that I did a lot of like boxing, so a few different boxing styles, Japanese jiu-jitsu, and then Muay Thai, kickboxing.
wow.
And then I came to Wisconsin, and the gym that I found that I like wanted to go to because they like had guys in the UFC and stuff. Everything changed. They were like, "Oh, we do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, not Japanese. We do kickboxing, but it's not Muay Thai. It's Rufus Sport kickboxing. It's a separate style. We don't really like to do boxing. We like to do more striking." So it was like I spent like 4 years learning a few different, like 3 main things, and then had to completely flip and learn new things.
I'd like to. Boxing, I think, would be a blast. The kung fu, the stuff I studied was very traditional. I mean, we didn't spar, so very much a traditional kind of more for health and breathing and those kinds of things. So
Yeah,
but yeah, I'd like to box. I'd like to.
it's fun. Boxing is fun. I learned New York, Philly, and Turtle style of boxing, which are kind of like the 3 main ones. But yeah, did a lot of sparring. I did confirm from the dentist last week that my nose is in fact broken. It's just a clean. It was just a clean break.
Yeah.
Because I've never had any issues with it. Like I can breathe, I can smell. There's no nosebleeds or anything. And the dentist was like looking at gaps. They're like, "Yeah, we're seeing gaps like here, but like you're not feeling any pain." And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Did you like ever have your nose broken or something? Like, did you hit your nose?" And I'm like, "Oh God, I've been punched in the nose like hundreds of times." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know for a fact my nose has been broken." They're like, "Oh, well that would explain why your nose is crooked a little bit."
That would do it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you get used to that, but
Mine cracks because Fan punched me in the face.
yeah.
Ooh.
And that's my best friend just socked me in the face one day during high school.
Okay.
And now my nose just kind of cracks.
Yeah. Besides that,
So I keep bringing it up.
That's what best friends do.
Cameron has face planted my face full
true.
force. So
What is he doing?
he's playing with Cookie Monster.
I was gonna say I can hear Cookie Monster just laughing away.
Yeah, it's this Cookie Monster he never plays with, except when he does. It says like it's one of those things where like you press it, it says like 5 or 6 different things, but he doesn't care about 5 of them. He only cares about the singing one. So he'll press it over and over again until it sings. And then when it stops singing, he'll keep pressing it over and over again until it sings again. So yeah.
Got it. It.
Gotta love it.
It's a squeaky toy for kids. I've got 2 dogs here, and they dig their squeaky toys. So yeah.
It's still just a kid version of a squeaky toy. It really is. Like anything that like sings or dances is pretty much the same thing. So Sam, you gotta throw a curveball.
Oh,
You know what to do.
I swam the butterfly for 4 years.
There you go.
One of the most difficult strokes in swimming, and that was my stroke of choice.
that's badass.
Thank you.
That's cool.
I was
Thank
never too
you.
much of a swimmer. Like
Yeah,
I know
me
how to
neither.
I know how to swim obviously, but like
Did
I
you
was
think I was gonna say that, Mark, or did you think something else?
I wasn't sure if you're gonna go with like more of the cosplay stuff, like
No, it's in my name.
the
That's not a
competing.
curveball.
Well, I was talking like the competing and stuff.
Oh, well, I haven't done that in a hot
Uh,
minute,
yeah.
so I didn't think about it. I don't
Yeah.
know, and I felt like swimming was more of a
Or
curveball.
or I was thinking of the scare stuff.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
But that a
Yeah.
lot of people know that listen to this.
Well, true, but
The scare stuff.
I work as a scare actor during Halloween season.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
yeah. So when you go into the haunted house and that person jumps out and you want to like punch him right in the face.
Yeah.
That's also why I've been punched in the face a couple times. But telling them my best friend did it is funnier to me. So
Yeah. Oh, so speaking of being hit, Sam, right? There's that one time that
that I got body checked against a chain link fence. Yeah, that one.
there was that one. Yeah.
There's that one.
At
Yeah.
a haunted house.
I work at an amusement park,
Mm.
and I go scare out onto the streets of the amusement park, and there was a fence like that hides like our back area kind of thing, and I was up by it, and a man got mad that I supposedly scared his kids, even though I wasn't even looking at his kids, and he's just this big meathead, and he just came up and like body checked me up against a fence.
People are great, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're meathead. Yeah, meathead is probably pretty accurate. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've gotten my fair share of punches too.
Yeah. All right. So I want to make sure we mention this. So
In a moment.
besides the Indiegogo, do you have other places where people can follow like your work or can kind of follow along with like future projects and things like that? Is there a good place to go to?
Yeah, my website is kgcomics.com. That's CAGEY comics.com. That's my website. And I'm also on Instagram as Curds Zauer and Facebook as Curds Zauer. I do a little bit. I'm on Twitter too, but I don't tweet much. So yeah, I'm on all.
Awesome.
Maybe I should try Twitch. I don't know. Writing isn't as exciting as drawing, though. I can't live stream script writing. I don't think that'd be as interesting.
I mean, I feel like I think like you can pretty much find dedicated audiences for most things these days. I mean, I've done streams where it's been just me talking for like an hour and a half about random things,
Okay.
and people tune in. There's like the D&D on Twitch is huge, with people that will
Truly it
live
is.
stream D&D games, and there'll be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people watching. And there's campaigns like there's one Twitch guy that I watch, which since you like D&D, Kurt, you might enjoy it. His name is Robert Hartley,
Okay.
and he's the dungeon master for a group called Viva la Dirt League. And they have their own YouTube. It's like their version of Critical Role. So instead of like 3-4 hour sessions, they record sessions and then release 30-minute videos every Thursday, and they animate them and they wear costumes, like because they're all actors and that kind of stuff. But it's all D&D. But the dungeon master every like Saturday does a chat run D&D game where the chat controls the character in the game and makes all the decisions, and he just writes a storyline. And that's like hundreds of people are tuning into this thing, so you can really like find an audience for pretty much anything. Like you just kind of make that your thing, and that's kind of the way you market it, and people will tune in because I feel like a lot of people too are just fascinated with like how the process works and ways that they could get started, or ideas and things that they could do to learn, and maybe not go through as many like early pitfalls that a lot of people do when they're starting off like in this kind of process, like in creating a comic. Like we've talked to a lot of people that And we have friends that are like, oh yeah, it'd be cool if we knew how to do this or knew how to do that. And sometimes just hearing from someone who's doing it, like, things to avoid or things to focus on, or, tips and tricks, so to speak, tends to help a lot of people.
Interesting. And that's on and that's Twitch.
Yeah. You just put like, you just put like category for like art essentially. And then you just kind of put like, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to working on a script writing for my new comic. And then you just kind of market it around that. And yeah, people find you from the weirdest ways.
Cool. We'll see. Well, maybe I'll give that a try.
Yeah. Yeah. It all works. But Kurt, I know we're about at 45 minutes, so it's about the time we usually try to wrap up.
Okay.
So obviously, like any links or anything that's mentioned will be posted in like descriptions and things, so people have ways that they can follow not only current projects but future projects as well. And then we always tell everyone when they come on the show, if like when issue 5 is getting ready to come out and you're getting ready for the other comic as well, and you're starting to like get ready to promote it, obviously let us know. We'll have you come back on again. But then like in addition to that, when like past that point when they're about getting released, always just ping us with a message. Let us know like, hey, issue 5 is, the Kickstarter, it's just being released. Like even if it's after you've come on the show, like, hey, but the Kickstarter ends tomorrow. I know it's not sure last week. We'll ping it again so we can throw out the links and share it. And like any future projects or any big updates, if you ever, if you start working on other projects, like obviously like let us know at any time so we can share it and try to help things out. And
well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And then apparently my dad is watching right now, so hi, Dad.
Hi, Mark's dad.
My dad, yeah. My dad was a history teacher, so it's not a surprise that he's a big fan of the artwork there. But do you have any?
Nice.
So one thing we always ask any artist or any independent person that comes on was if someone's listening to this or watching this at a later point and they want to essentially follow in your footsteps, so to speak, they have an idea but they just don't know what to do or how to get started. Do you have any advice that you could kind of give to others to kind of follow in the same path?
Oh wow, there's a lot of great resources out there. I mean, if it's script writing, you can Google comic book scripts. There's some great books out there by Dirk Manning and Brian Michael Bendis. Words for Pictures, and Right or Wrong. But yeah, check out Dirk Manning. He kind of wrote the book on breaking in from out of nowhere. And also obviously Brian Michael Bendis, pretty famous writer. He did a great book called Words for Pictures. And you can find me on Instagram or Kickstarter or Facebook, and I'm always prodding people to make it happen. It's one of those things, everybody says it, if I can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of making it happen and doing it in little bites. Nothing's impossible. Yeah. So, but yeah, sometimes you need to know where to start, and that's difficult.
Right. Yeah. Now, in your opinion, can you learn how to draw? Because let's pretend that someone on this show can draw stick figures, and that's the equivalent of their artistry. Can you improve upon that?
Oh, I'm sure you can. I wish I could draw. And maybe it's something I could do. But you've only got so much time in the day, and I want my book to look good. So
right.
But yeah, I mean, there's there are those talented people that can just do it and just hone their skill on their own. But you take a couple courses at the local tech college or whatever to take some art classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing's impossible. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Sam, any final questions or thoughts or
I'll be watching for you, Sam, at the show this weekend.
Okay. Yeah. Friday, since I'll just announce this now. Friday I will be Chun-Li.
Okay.
And Saturday I will be Cal Kestis.
Yeah.
I haven't decided what I'm doing Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll spoil it Sunday right now. Nothing.
Don't. Fucking tempt me. I got a cosplay Sunday.
You
for
know
Sunday
how
Con,
big
so
C2E2
don't
is.
tempt me.
You know how big C2E2 is. It's
I do
it's
know.
exhausting wearing
I
cosplay
do
at C2E2 for 2 days. It is exhausting.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Something
I think
patch related, maybe.
Huh?
Yeah,
Nothing.
patch related. Yeah, little eye patch. Yeah, you could. Yeah,
Time to disconnect.
do your Renaissance fair thing, but put an eye patch on. You can be patches.
Ooh,
Disconnect.
Patches cosplay. Boom.
oh,
Got this.
I think it's time to go.
Done.
all right.
Sold.
I think we're done.
All right, all right,
Time
patches.
to
Do you
go.
wanna send us out, patches?
No. No, I don't. You can go ahead and do that. Mocha?
All right, patches says that's offensive. All right,
Mocha?
patches. I don't know. Like Patches said, if you're at C2E2 this weekend, find Patches and the cosplays.
And Kurt.
And Kurt, yeah, go to Kurt. Do you
Don't
know what?
forget
Do you know what?
about
Do you know what table you're going to be at?
Yep. Artist Alley B7.
B7. Okay. So find Kurt in Artist Alley. I will say, I think C2E2 has the largest Artist Alley I've ever seen
Yeah.
at a convention.
No, literally.
So plan on one day where you see the con, and then another day where you just see Artist Alley.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. That's good advice. There's so much there. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Literally, yeah. And then give Kurt all your money. Not like you don't even have to buy anything. Just like walk by him and throw money, and then continue walking.
Issues 1 through 3 there, where
Yeah.
posters, prints, all kinds of good fun stuff. So.
Okay, awesome. Do you just for people listening, do you sell if they go to like your website? Is there ways to grab like posters and past issues and things like that on there as well?
Right now, I do have a shop link on my site, but right now it's redirected to Indiegogo. So
Okay.
Once that campaign ends, you'll be able to shop on my website.
Okay, very cool. Always just curious to try to get as much knowledge as we can for everyone. But like always, everyone, if you make it this far in the episode, whatever platform you're listening to, or however you're listening to it and are watching it, yes, congratulations, you made it to another episode. But make sure you like and subscribe and review because it all does help and all means a lot. Still lots of big secret things in the works. It's just more than we thought, so it's taking a long time.
Oh, cool.
But we'll get there. And you guys will have some fun, cool stuff. But in the meantime, you can follow us if you literally just Google the Phantom Effect, Facebook and Twitter and
Wherever.
Instagram will all pop up, and YouTube and all that fun stuff will all pop up there. And new episodes every Friday, bright and early, and some more sweet, fun stuff. We got to do we'll have to do some con reviews once you get back from C2E2.
Yeah.
And kind of do some good comparison, and I can share some stories about why me and the voice actor for Karama only talk to each other in terms of has your clap cleared up. So I won't provide any more context than that, because you'll have to just listen to a future episode to figure out how that story happened,
why
and
he has the clap and how he got rid of it,
and the fact that I'll never be able to forget that that's how that conversation went. So we'll see you guys next time. And Kurt, you can stick around for a quick sec, but we're just doing we'll end it here. Sam.
Bye.
Come on. You know what to do, Sam. There you go.
Like stopped in the middle of a sentence and then said my name. What do you expect from me?
A lot of things.
Clearly.
You know it is. A lot of things. Strike 5. Strike 5.
He just skips.
It carries over.
Just